I'm Raina Telgemeier, and I am a cartoonist. I am the author and illustrator of the graphic novel Smile, which is the true story of how I knocked out my two front teeth when I was in middle school and then had to spend the next 4.5 years of my life getting my smile back. So I've been an artist all of my life. As early as I can remember, I've been drawing. My parents really encouraged me to draw. They gave me crayons, they gave me pencils, tons of paper. My sister likes to draw too, so we were very much a drawing family. And when I was about 9 years old, I discovered the comics in the newspaper. So I was reading Calvin and Hobbes, and For Better or For Worse, and Garfield, and The Far Side, and I just fell in love with it instantly. And it was kind of like a light bulb went off where I knew I wanted to be an artist before that, but suddenly I wanted to be a cartoonist. And so I just started drawing comics all of the time. And I started making comics about my own life when I was 11 years old. So it was like keeping a diary, but instead of writing in a journal, I was drawing and making the characters have word balloons. So they were saying what they had said, and they were doing the actions of whatever they had done that day. So I guess that sort of led into what I do now. The reason I decided to write an autobiographical graphic novel was because I felt that the story of my teeth was something I was actually still telling people in my adult life. People would constantly ask me, is something slightly different about your teeth? I can't tell what it is, but I'm curious, including my dentists. So I would tell them the story. When I was 11, I tripped and fell, and then this thing happened, and then I got braces, and it was a really complicated story. So at a certain point, I just decided, you know what, I need to get this all done on paper, because that way I can just hand someone a copy of the book and say, just read about it, and then I don't have to tell you the whole story. I also had tried writing fiction. I had tried writing comic strips about fictional characters. I had tried setting up jokes and punchlines, and I just felt that it was difficult for me for some reason. When I tell stories, I tend to tell stories about my own life. And it just comes more naturally to me to tell a story that's actually happened than to try to make something up, because I found that truth is stranger than fiction, and I really enjoy telling stories about myself. So I would say that the most challenging part about being a cartoonist is just having to sit at your desk by yourself and make page after page after page of comics. It's a very solitary profession, and I spend most of my day, sometimes 10 hours a day by myself. And so the best part, I would say, is being able to then have people read it. Because I spend all that time by myself, when people read my stories, I feel like I'm suddenly connecting with them and they're enjoying what I'm doing. So the hard part is worth it for when people read the comics in the end.